Hey, everybody. I think everything's working for once. Welcome to SEO Unmasked number 75 on August 29th. Thanks for joining us over the lunch hour and putting up with all of our technical bullshit every week, and I think we finally have something working. I'm Garrett.
Yeah, I've been to What's up, guys?
Yeah. Hey,
Number
Abbott Travel.
75. Number 75, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, imagine if we actually did an episode every week, it'd be like 150.
I know. I know. We got to get on there, huh? Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Not too much new. What's going on for you?
not a whole lot, just business is a little slow right now, but that's okay. Nice to have a little break. And we've been working on some other projects, so doing that a little bit, and I've been doing stuff around the house.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a little link building case study. So we're doing the shotgun skyscraper, the
Yeah,
authority hacker. And so far, we're getting responses. Like our open rate for emails is like 62% so far. But the majority of the responses are asking for money.
yeah,
So for the first campaign, our prospects are in a domain rating range of 10 to 50. Travel said my audio is low. Can you fix that, Garrett?
I can certainly try.
Maybe whatever you did to bump
There we
your
go.
audio.
Yeah, I think I turned you up. I
Cool,
think the
thank
new mixing software takes whatever volume is in my headset and broadcasts to you, so I just turned you up in my headset. Should be good.
Cool. Yeah, so our DR range for this campaign is DR 20 to 50. So I don't want to pay for any of those posts because there's risk in paying for links, and if I'm going to do that, I'm probably going to spend money on high DR link placements. So the first campaign, we're just targeting about 300 email addresses or prospects. So I'm looking to get about 3 links out of that without having to pay for it. But we have about 6 other campaigns set up and ready to go after this one. We're just warming up the email address. So, over time we'll be able to expedite the campaigns quicker than what we're doing right now. But as long as I hit those 3 free link placements, I would say this first campaign will be a success. We'll see. I've got a few more weeks left on it.
Yeah, for our healthcare site, one of the competitors kind of just disappeared. The site's gone, all those other little microsites are gone. The domains are for sale, and I'm pretty sure the guy was making money, so I don't know what happened if he screwed up and didn't renew his domains and someone picked them up and they're for sale now, but I got a big list of sites I'm going to contact. I've been meaning to do it for like a week now, but I'm going to try to I want to steal his links. Obviously, the links are broken now, so I got my list. I just need to write a letter and hit him up.
Yeah, that's something that we want to do. We want to find competitors and also advertisers in our space that are no longer in business. And we want to try to buy as many of those domains as possible and roll them into our site to take advantage of their link profiles.
Yeah, might as well.
But that's putting the cart before the horse. We have some basic fundamental infrastructure work to do to the site before we start doing crazy stuff like that.
Yep. And other news, Brighton SEO is coming up pretty quickly here. We're going to have a booth there, so if anybody's around, hit us up.
Yeah, man. It's going to be about 2 weeks from today we're leaving, right? Or maybe
I'm
2
leaving
weeks
on
from
the
yesterday.
10th, yeah, about 10, 11 days here, yeah.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait. Had some hiccups with getting ourselves insured since we're exhibiting, but that got settled.
Oh, you got yours figured out?
Yeah, well, we're just going underneath you guys because.
Oh, right, yeah.
they don't understand how to deal with all the Brexit stuff.
Yeah, I still don't quite understand what the whole ordeal was and why that matters. But
Yeah,
um,
I do give these guys some benefit of the doubt, because being that we do the 24 hours of SEO, and it's on a much smaller scale, and there's plenty of headaches with setting that up.
yeah,
But I do think some of these representatives that are dealing with the sponsors need to be a little bit more educated on
yeah,
their requirements for sponsors.
yeah.
But whatever, everything got sorted out. We'll see you at our table in Brighton SEO.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's
Sure.
jump into some news here.
Yeah. First up, a couple weeks ago, we have some old news, but because we haven't done the show, apparently some spammer had sent Gary Isles a list of 700 or so domains that he was selling links on, and Gary said, "We made sure their links are worthless." Well, whether Gary or not devalued the links, I don't know. He very well could have, but that's something always to be aware of if you're buying paid links these days. There's certainly a possibility that Google buys a list or buys links under fake names or whatever, and now they know who's selling links, and they could just devalue the outgoing links for that domain. And
Yeah. Well, you know what, man? I think Google's full of shit when they say that their artificial intelligence or machine learning or whatever you want to call it is able to identify and devalue all, paid links or spam links.
We've been talking quite a bit lately, and not just me and Steve, but some other link people, and it kind of seems like a lot of people think that their current core update really fucked a lot of shit up. And if you look at a lot of search results alone, search results don't really make a lot of sense right now. They don't, the SERPs don't really match queries very well. And then we kind of think it's back in the wild west of link building, like all of a sudden really spammy links are working. We've set up a couple of spammy sites, and we're just dumping some mediocre PBNs at them. And if we get 6 months out of them and print some money,
dude, the amount of SERPs that I'm seeing that like they're packed with like these high DA big brand sites, and then there's two links on the SERPs for a DR0 site that just like came online 2 weeks ago, and they're probably banking hard because it must be like something with their freshness filter, or they're just testing the link to see how the traffic responds. We used to call that the honeymoon period.
Yeah.
But the honeymoon period used to exist for long tail keywords. Now these sites are getting short tail placements on high value keywords, and they're sitting there for like months at a time.
Yeah.
We've
definitely talked about, even a couple of years ago, more than a couple of years ago, Google said they wanted to move towards branded search. But this core update, not just in the health space, but finance and a lot of other industries, they really moved towards the top 3 positions for a lot of competitive SERPs are, big established brands that have been around for forever, and those pages don't necessarily match search intent at all.
No,
for a lot of queries.
And I think it was the last show I gave a specific example of BuzzFeed just popping onto a SERP I'm targeting, and while it's on the same broad general topic of my niche, the specific, they weren't speaking to the intent of the search at all. It was just like a willy-nilly blog post, and they were ranking purely on
because they have authority.
Yeah. So that's what I'm focusing on. We're gonna just stop content production, and we're gonna schedule 12 posts once per month to take care of that freshness factor, or maybe twice per month, maybe 24 posts. But at least for the next year, it's all just link building that DR metric. Right now we're at 36. My top competitors are like 55 to 60, so we have to cover some ground.
Yeah, like my healthcare sites, DR means, whatever, but it's up to DR 46 with about less than 400 links. So we're getting up there. And it's just tough kind of moving into the next article about the healthcare space. Google really cracked down on healthcare stuff again in this last update back in June, and I think through the summer they've done even little smaller rollouts. And our healthcare site on the core update took a 60% hit in traffic, and it's just been flat there. We haven't picked up anything new. We've continued some link building. I haven't seen it bump back up, and I don't know if this is kind of our new plateau that we're going to be starting from, and hopefully we see it pop. I would kind of expect so, but
Yeah. I think your money, your life niches, the Google's just trying to take them off the table for affiliate marketers.
Yeah.
And it sucks. And, you know, this kind of goes, I don't know, I just pasted the link in the chat there, but this self-hacked article is really good, and it kind of really exposes, I guess, I don't know if we want to, I don't want to call them a hypocrite, but I guess Google giving preferred treatment to certain sites over other sites.
Yeah.
And this article really exposes that. And the next article kind of goes hand in hand from Examine.com, where they basically just outed Google, you know, for devaluing their site and really removing most of their traffic, when Examine.com is very clearly doing everything that Google is asking them to do.
Right.
So it's really not so much epic content anymore. It's Google playing favorites in certain verticals and niches, and really kind of destroying businesses as a result.
Yeah. Something I'm going to try, we're going to reach out to about 100, I can't remember if I've given away my niche or not, but about 100 medical practices in this niche, and we're going to do some interviews, some video interviews and stuff with real doctors and real practicing doctors, and hopefully if we can get, you know, maybe add 50 interviews over the fall and have those clinics and hospitals or whatever linked to us, that might show some extra credibility. You know,
I do think the expertise filter is a cumulative thing, so it's not going to be like you're just going to do one article with a doctor and see a change. I do think it has to be consistent.
Yeah, so I think if we start rolling out some interviews, and then the doctors put in their blog section on their sites or their press section that they've been interviewed, hopefully it gives us some extra credibility, or maybe, I don't know, we'll see how it goes and I'll report back in on it, but kind of interesting little test to see if that can maybe break the filter, whatever you want to call it.
Craig Road asked, can't we also say that the health niche is filled with scammy sites that could provide wrong information to people for treatments?
I think that's absolutely true.
It's totally valid, but I think what Karen and I are saying is that the sites that are actually doing the work and actually validating the information in their content through expertise, or, you know, hiring outside third-party expertise, you know, they're getting nailed when they shouldn't be. I agree that, you know, scammy sites, or, you know, affiliate sites that are earning money off of people's, you know, poor misfortune or bad health, you know, those got to go, for sure. But if a site is doing the work and giving you real information, they should be in the mix just as much as any big brand out there. Cool. So I saw this Cornell link analysis chapter. I didn't get to read it. I do want to read it, but maybe. So
I found a couple articles. The next two here are put out by universities, and I thought it was kind of cool because it's a computer science approach to how does a search algorithm work, how does a search engine work, why is linking important. And from a very fundamental and overview point of view, not from somebody that's doing SEO to try to game the search engine, but trying to explain, you know, I think the Cornell article has stuff about link hubs and link nodes that we've talked about in the past, why linking works and why it's important and why we use links and all that fun stuff. So if you kind of want to understand PageRank more from a really fundamental point of view, it's a pretty cool read, and you can learn quite a cool bit of stuff from it.
Yeah, so my understanding is that it's coming not from an SEO standpoint. It's literally just exists in a vacuum where they're just reverse engineering it on their own.
Right.
That's cool. Did you pull any good tidbits out of there, or is it just kind of an interesting read?
I think it's an interesting read. You know, they start applying some actual math to it, some actual computer science math. You know, like on page 418 that I'm looking at right now, applying a matrix, if anyone's familiar with a math matrix, to value links from given nodes and how the links can cross, you know, a reciprocal link from here to there, from node 1 to 2, and how that affects PageRank. And you know, interesting stuff that hopefully you can kind of, if you don't have a good understanding of how PageRank works, kind of give you like a really fundamental view on it, and you can hopefully apply some of these concepts to your link building and why authority is kind of important, or not what kind of important, it is important.
Cool.
If you apply the math to it, why you might need 100 links from low authority sites to get maybe 5, the value of 5 high authority links. That kind of cool stuff.
Does this tie into the PageRank article that from?
Yeah, this was like the second. I just stumbled across this one too, and this was kind of another computer science approach to algorithms and calculating supposed PageRank, and they have a really good example if you wanted to write your own scripts and calculate PageRank for yourself. You know, give you a rough estimate. Obviously, we can't match what Google is. No one really has that data, but you can probably give yourself a rough estimate. And then if you want to think back, we had covered Kevin Indig's internal linking stuff with PageRank and ChiRank, and Paul Shapiro has a walkthrough on using Screaming Frog for all your pages, and you can kind of simulate, you can calculate your ChiRank and your PageRank throughout your website, which, you know, if you're doing like e-commerce or a huge site with tens of thousands of pages, starts to become really important.
Yeah, that whole Kevin Indig tipper metric is something that we want to get to also. I think I've mentioned that before. One thing that did stick out to me though about his tipper metric is that he says it's really only valuable to do if you have a site over like 1,000 pages.
Right.
So for some of us, you know, affiliate guys or SEO arbitrage guys that have sites, you know, that are only a couple hundred pages, I think you could probably do fine without it, but we're still going to run the
my
process.
biggest site's around 400 pages, and I mean, yeah, internal linking is important. You can definitely kind of sculpt your PageRank a little bit, but at that point, it's even kind of like at a tipping point of, are there some diminishing returns there? Is it really worth it to focus so heavily on a PageRank? In theory, on a small site like that, should be spread pretty evenly with only 400 pages.
I think the concept behind tipper is just to remove any link juice like stinks, you know, where you just have like kind of an orphan page that's getting all this link juice.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not a conversion page for you. So why is it getting that?
Why not point that juice somewhere else?
Yeah. Cool. So, and this ties right into it.
Yeah.
Did you order these? This is perfect. So
I mean, this article is from a couple years ago, but I just wanted to mention that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Google position and weight of internal links for SEO value. It's basically just referencing Mueller's a statement from Mueller saying that. Well, the actual statement is position on a page for internal links is pretty much irrelevant from Google's point of view. We use these mostly for crawling within a website for understanding the context of individual pages within that website. So if the internal link is in the header or the footer or the primary content, it's totally more up to the site owner where those links go than anything that has to do with SEO. So yeah, this was from 2017, but that's some good insight. You know, a lot of people say, well, if an internal link is in the sidebar or the footer, it's going to carry less weight than if it's in a contextual link within the blog post. And I think this kind of dispels that myth. But again, 2 years ago, maybe it's worth a test, maybe not. Who knows?
I guess the only disparity I have with it is, I don't know if that's the right word, or the only opposing view is thinking back to the random surfer model where within a block of text, within your content, a link is placed. Google supposedly is supposed to be able to tell within a content if you have contextual links, which links are more likely to be clicked by a random surfer, and those links should carry more value. Again,
yeah. And but what's kind of contradicting about this too is that when you talk about keyword density and content on a page, Google definitely differentiates between content within the header, navigation, sidebar, footer, comments, and the main meat of the blog post. So you might be able to say that it's only a matter of time before they do the same thing for internal links.
yeah,
But for now, I would say that an internal link anywhere on the page is going to carry the same value and weight.
yeah, for sure.
Cool. Next up, Andre's Zero to Hero case study. Our buddy over at Alpha Investors is doing a live case study. He's growing a new site to $150,000 in revenue in 18 months or less. It looks like he's not updating this post. Is he updating this somewhere else?
I don't know. I was just going to ask because I haven't seen any updates. And
I think what he wants you to do is join in the email list, and he's going to email you updates. But I haven't done that. It looks like in the comments he's keeping up with all questions. They seem pretty relevant. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's gonna be cool.
So was he shooting for $150,000 a month, or just total revenue after?
Total revenue in 18 months in a year and a half. So was that a little bit under 10 grand a month on average?
Yeah.
I know Neil
right
Patel
here.
did something. Oh, what's that?
He says right here he hopes to be making about $5,000 a month in revenue by 12 to 13 months. So.
And I've seen him do it before, but he's doing it publicly now. So he's a smart dude, Andre. And if you've read his story, he's come a long way. I think he was not so well off a few years back, and he found SEO, and now he's killing it. So it's a pretty cool case study to follow along. Hopefully he updates the article itself, though, so we don't have to join the email list.
Next up, Ishmael from over at FE International. Their newsletter back in July. We still got some old news, but if you're in the local lead gen game, last July, a lot of quote-unquote spammy GMBs got delisted. Tons and tons and tons. I talked to people that lost thousands of them overnight. And I guess they actually released a statement that the Search Engine Journal covered. They were taking out reviews, all sorts of stuff as an attempt to crack down on spam.
Yeah, I'm pretty much out of the local game, but you know what? Because I'm doing this restaurant, I kind of have to jump back into it a little bit. So
yeah,
this is definitely a concern.
This Search Engine Journal article says that the reviews were part of a bug, apparently, not just combating spam. But
yeah, it was bug related, but they're not confirming if those lost reviews are going to be replaced, if they're not going to come back. So that's pretty shitty. There's a bug and you lose all that work, and they're not going to fix it for you. But that's the status of Google these days, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sucks. All right. We got a couple tweets here. This all kind of ties into what we were saying about the SERPs being funky recently. This one guy said that he searched for extra virgin olive oil for cooking, but he only sees recipes for using extra virgin olive oil and not actually any product results that satisfies the searcher's intent.
Right.
So Danny Sullivan comes back and says it's not a commercial intent because there's no ads on the page. If you're looking for shopping results, go to Google Shopping.
Oh, okay,
And
Danny.
yeah, and he says the added for cooking suffix on the extra virgin olive oil for cooking query might be reasonably interpreted as intent for someone that wants to know how to use it for cooking, hence cooking guides. And then the guy responded showing a screenshot of all of the Google suggested searches that for suffixes attached to virgin olive oil. And he says if this is not intent, commercial intent, I don't know what commercial intent is. And it looks like Danny didn't feel like responding to that, so he hasn't.
What happens when you type in "Where in the world is Stevie San Diego"?
Again, Stevie Nicks concert tickets. Why? What is supposed to show up?
I don't know. That was the word of the day.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I definitely think that Google has some issues with intent after all of their focus on intent over the past year or so. And their response is pretty much to not respond right now.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Whatever, I guess.
We have another tweet about our old friend Neil Patel.
So who's this other guy that's with him here?
No idea. No.
Apparently, they both were millionaires by the time they're 30. Hats off to you boys. But
yeah, I watched the video and it seems what they're trying to do is try to sell you on some kind of service they're doing where they're getting you the foot in the door with good connections. I guess they're trying to be a power broker of sorts. But they start the video by trying to be humble and say they come from humble beginnings. But then they just go on to brag and say that they're millionaires by 30. So I don't know what angle they're taking here. And they're not telling you what their service is. They're just telling you that it's not related to real estate or Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. And if you want to learn more, sign up. Opt into their mailing list. And I'll tell you, Neil Patel's mailing list is fucking annoying. And I've unsubscribed to everything because, getting 5 emails for every one of his properties every day or every week is just a little bit too much. So yeah, this tweet is kind of poking fun at him. It is kind of funny. Probably worth a look just for the laugh there.
Yeah, I kind of laughed. The last tweet I found was Sire Shepherd was talking about. It seems that some more manual link penalties are coming back around. It's not that they totally disappeared, but the big one was last week. Brighton SEO was complaining that his site got penalized, and I haven't built links in years, and all my links are good, and I disavow all the bad ones. And I'm super pissed off that I got penalized. And of course, Charles Float is in there. I got 2 blogs that, what a surprise. He sells hack links and initiatives, but
because the blogs are a hit in this tweet, it instantly makes me think that just black or gray hat blogs were targeted on purpose. But in the comments, it said that there's a number of client sites have been getting manual penalties as well, just not as often as in the past.
Yeah.
I was never under the impression that manual penalties disappeared. I think that it was just that people were getting them less, and that Google's artificial intelligence or machine learning has been doing a good job at devaluing links, which has reduced the need for manual penalties. So this might just be coincidence. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything to say that there's an uptick. I just think that it's coincidence that several of these guru blogs got hit at the same time.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I know I kind of read some stuff from Marie Haynes once in a while. She works with Moon Hussein, I think. I know they do quite a few. They have, or they say they have quite a few clients that they do link penalty solutions for, and she said here she's had a slight uptick in requests for help over the past few months, but nothing crazy. So I think maybe some people got targeted on purpose. Maybe the vindictive days of Matt Cutts are back. Obviously, Matt Cutts isn't around, but
Yeah.
I just don't quite understand why Dijon is so worked up about this. Like, I read some other threads of his. You can go find him. He's just pissed. And
well, you know what, man? I don't know how much him specifically. How much traffic do you think organic traffic do you think he gets? Like,
I don't.
I would say he gets most of his traffic through Twitter and Facebook and SEO groups and shit like that. I'm not sure that many people are out there searching for the Jen SEO posts on Google, but who knows? I'm sure he does, but it does suck.
Chris Semper, that owns Link Research Tools, had some comments. I certainly cannot say that manual actions went down since Penguin 4.0, because he owns Link Research Tools, and I think they do backlink recovery shit as a service. And he says, in fact, pretty stable until the end of 2018, where we saw a massive rise until now. Lots of manual actions seem to be harder to get rid of now also. He says John Mueller is still advising that we should maintain disavow files. I suppose if you have those really shitty, definitely shitty links, why not? The interpretation statement from @Methode, I don't know who that is, from 2016 about Penguin, was taken with too much too good to be true. It would be too good to be true if a system would magically detect all the unnatural link patterns with 100% precision. Holy shit, it's just not possible, obviously. They are getting better every day, maybe. I mean, you would kind of hope so, but at the same time, not hope so. I don't necessarily think they're getting any better all of a sudden. I think they've got worse. I think they're massively devaluing a lot of paid links. But, the report that Steve and I are compiling on niche edits or hacked links or whatever the fuck you want to call them, people are killing it for about 6 months with these really cheap and effective shitty links, quote unquote shitty.
Yeah.
But Google really can't tell for about 6 months. And what you see is an affiliate site will fucking kill it for 6 months and then gone. They're just gone. I don't know if I can't remember if Steve found that they're getting de-indexed or they just lose all their traffic. And
the people are also going the Matt Diggity route, and they're testing their links on dummy sites first to see their effectiveness, and then if the link is effective, then they're pointing it towards their money site at that point.
Well, I mean, okay, like why not just point it at the money site? Why waste the time? Either if you believe that the link has no effectiveness, point it at your money site and nothing's going to happen. Or point it at your money site and it's going to work. Why waste the time in between? If you think it's a shitty link, it shouldn't be that hard to figure out this is a shitty link and going to damage me. So I don't see the point in wasting the time pointing it at a dummy site and setting that up and probably paying someone to move the links around, and it just seems kind of silly to me personally.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's all of our news this week. We got a main topic. We did a review on SEO for SEO last time. I'll probably do a review on like Mailshake, or I can review Mailshake. Do you guys use Mailshake at all?
I think I tried it once. That was it.
Yeah, Mailshake is the email marketing tool that Authority Hacker uses in its courses to teach outreach for SEO, white hat outreach link building, and all it is a sales prospecting tool that has been repurposed for email outreach, and it's actually what I'm using right now for my campaign. And there's some cool features. It's just a Google Chrome add-on, and it ties right into your Google Gmail account, your G Suite account, And what you do is you just upload a spreadsheet of targets for your campaign, and it pretty much automates the whole process for you. You can set up a an email responder series. So however many responses you want to go to each prospect, you can set that right up in the tool. It'll send as many emails or as few emails as you want per day, however you specify. You can send, how long in between emails you want it to wait before it sends the next one. And it's got some really good reporting details in here too. You can see your open rate percentage, you can see link click percentage, reply percentage, email bounce rate, and percentage of prospects that subscribe from your campaign. So this is all really great data, and I would say it's probably the most cost-effective email outreach tool that you can use right now. I think it's about $35 a month compared to something like Pitchbox, which we're also using, which comes in somewhere around like $500 a month. But again, Pitchbox has tools that are leaps and bounds better than what you get from Mailshake. But if you're just getting into email outreach, I think Mailshake is a solid little tool. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Cool. I guess what?
You guys build everything internally for what you do, right?
Yeah, we have all our own tools, but we've had a massive issue with our email sending system, and we're using BuzzStream right now until we get it fixed.
Yeah.
But,
I tried BuzzStream at one point. It's just I couldn't get the email functionality to work. It wasn't sucking in the emails, so it wasn't tracking the data that I need to be tracked. So people were getting follow-up responses when we already negotiated a link. So it kind of really.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah, it made us kind of look silly.
Yeah, we don't do follow-ups, so.
You just do one and done emails, and if they respond, that's it?
Yeah, pretty much. Cool. I guess we got a couple extra minutes. If anyone remembers, I started a little case study on our candle site, realsoycandles.com. Haven't really done much with it other than build links, but I was actually looking at it last week, and it's up to about 5,000 hits a month. Does it sell any candles? No. we sell like one candle a month. All the traffic is actually going to our link baits, which is cool. We're kind of an authority all of a sudden on candle safety and stuff like that. So maybe after Brighton, I'm going to be doing a webinar actually on traffic think tank, so get ready for that. But maybe after I get that all organized and the webinar is done, I can actually put together a proper reports on the link building we did, and it's getting some cool traffic. Now I just got to actually funnel some of that traffic into people buying candles.
What I would do is, if I were you, is I would do a content download on those link baits, just email opt-in, and then in the content download have lots of affiliate links in there as well. But make it like a value post, like how to make your own soy candles at home, and then do affiliate links to suppliers for the stuff and shit like that.
That's interesting because I'd like it to rank for some Yankee Candle stuff. The only thing that sucks about being an affiliate for Yankee Candle, their payout's 1%. It's terrible.
Yeah.
With a can, I don't know what a candle from them costs, $20, so I get 20 cents.
What about like a home goods marketplace like Wayfair or Jet.com or something like that?
Because right now I have a good revenue share with the candles that we do have on the site. If I could sell those, that'd be awesome. That'd make us a lot of money. That's like $20 a sale. So, or 14, I'm sorry, 14, but that'd be awesome. So if I can funnel those in, but I'd like to pick up keywords for Yankee Candle stuff, because even though we're not making a bunch of money, if I could start doing affiliate stuff, I could hopefully get that bumped up to at least 5% if I had volume. Yeah, it's just extra money. If we can rank for it, I don't know. But it's been on the back burner for so long. It's picked up some authority, so maybe. But.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think soy candles is going to be an ongoing trend. I don't see that trend dying off. And if you can position yourselves as one of the players in the niche, and maybe even have your own products eventually that you're drop shipping or even manufacturing yourself,
Yeah,
you're set up to do so. But again, it's
yeah, I'm sharing on the YouTube channel, some of our #1 rankings. There's some decent queries there, 200, 400, 150 searches a month. So kind of cool little update, I guess. But
yeah,
it'd be nice if it made money.
and you're getting your traffic through those terms, or is it an amalgamation of all your long tails?
So yeah, I get traffic for those, and then we got a bunch of long tails that are on page 1. Like difference between soy candles and regular candles. That's not a big one, but it's a long one.
I'm so over trusting Ahrefs traffic metrics.
Oh no, it's terrible. It's absolutely garbage.
We definitely took we had some traffic attrition from some of the core updates this year, but it's not nearly as bad as what Ahrefs makes it seem to be. And their top pages rankings is just totally off. Like, it's showing us our top page is for a page that we are ranking high, but the traffic that comes through is not anything where they're suggesting it is.
Right.
And then on the opposite, on the converse, we have pages that are, not ranking as high, but are absolutely killing it in terms of traffic. So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah. Oops.
Cool. I think we can end there for today.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Cool, man.
Yeah, don't forget to hit us up at Brighton, or if you have any questions you want us to talk about on the show, tweet at me.
Yeah, we'll definitely do a show next Thursday. I don't think there's any reason not to do the show next Thursday. But the week after that, we'll be in Brighton. And every time we say we're going to do a show at a conference, we end up not doing it. I think you guys did it once, you and Steve.
Well, last time I was in Brighton, April of 2018, we were going to do a show, and then I was extremely intoxicated, and we went up to my room, and then I fell asleep on the floor.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. So I think it's probably prudent to say that we're.
Oh, Steve and I did one from PubCon Miami in March, but
yeah,
we did it from my balcony.
If we do it, it's going to be a spur of the moment thing. So I'm sure none of you are waiting for us to show up, but if you are, it's going to be a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that's it.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and keep Sassy Steve happy. And catch you next week.
Adios. Take care, guys.
See ya.